Brian here with some of my favorite games from the year of 2012. As usual, I'm absolutely abysmal at placing games over each other, so these are in no particular order. I'm in the same boat as a lot of people in what I think about 2012 as a whole for gaming, but while it may not have been the best year for games, there were some heavy hitters in the emotional response and narrative departments. Last year, Deus Ex and Bastion were probably the closest to having some sort of emotional investment from me, but this year there were two games that really wrenched my heart bits, so let's start with those.
The Walking Dead. There's not much for me to say that hasn't already been said about the amazing work that Telltale did with The Walking Dead. I've gone back and forth on the "but is it a game" argument, but in the end, when you drill a lot of video games down to the most basic level, it becomes a question of what decisions are you making as you are pressing these buttons? And this is a game all about tough decisions, your decisions. Vessel. Vessel was one of two big surprises for me in 2012. For one, it is extremely gorgeous. For two, I was not expecting Vessel to affect me as much as it did at its well-crafted end. I'm almost surely the odd man out, but finishing Vessel possibly hit me harder than finishing The Walking Dead did. Teleglitch. Teleglitch was the other big surprise of 2012 for me. I didn't even know about the game until a couple of days after it was released. I played the demo for an hour one night, immediately purchased it, and it quickly worked its way onto this list. The game alone is super intense. Throw in the roguelike trappings and you have something that's bound to leave you drying your palms before giving it one more run. There's also all sorts of crazy atmospheric, bizarro space science data log text for you to piece together the story on your own with. Spec Ops: The Line. Spec Ops came at an interesting time for me in 2012. I hit a point during the year at which I was just sort of done with killing guys in video games. Some sort of mid-year gaming crisis, I don't know. I'm glad I pushed on though, as the story progressed it sort of acted as a proxy for me to come to grips with the killing man's strife going on inside me. Spec Ops: The Line, yes, is a lot of shooting guys. But the surrounding story and characters make for a very interesting psychological experiment in gaming. Mark of the Ninja. I got gifted Mark of the Ninja in the middle of a Steam holiday sale, and I haven't put much time into it yet, but I feel it already deserves high praise. I love stealth, I love gorgeous 2D, I love ninjas. XCOM: Enemy Unknown. I usually feel like an idiot when it comes to games that require any sort of degree of strategy, especially if I have to apply that strategy to multiple squad members I'm controlling. XCOM somehow pulled me in though. Firaxis truly did a wonderful job making XCOM accessible, while maintaining the option for it to be a truly difficult game for the people that love that. I could have done without the base management side of things, but I'm willing to play house since the rest of the game sorta makes me feel like a badass. Hotline Miami. Criminy. Hotline Miami is possibly the single most stylistically committed game of 2012. The look, the feel, and the goddamn amazing soundtrack all work together to make you feel like you are indeed playing Ryan Gosling's Drive, the video game. For a year in which I struggled with violence in video games, it might be a bit weird to see one of the bloodiest, pulpiest games ever on this list. In my defense though, the speed with which you murder your way through the various scenarios over and over again doesn't leave much time to see the gore. There are, of course, a couple of other games that I don't think I really need to get into. Dishonored, Far Cry 3, Borderlands 2, all FPSs, but all different and great in their own ways.
So there you have it, some of my personal favorite picks for 2012. Hopefully you'll check out Wes, Matt, Mark, and Imran's videos as well. We had such a variation of picks for our top 10 with very little overlap. I'm kind of proud of it. It's a good time to be a gamer. And, well, as usual, every year is usually pretty good and interesting, yields something new and fresh as far as games. So here's to 2013.